In the world of gaming giants, everyone gets criticized, especially when breaking the rules. Elden Ring did just that. No hand-holding, brutally difficult, and quiet on the marketing front. And yet, it sold millions of copies and outsmarted the industry on many fronts. An unusual success according to some top studio developers. But beyond its masterstroke of a game, Elden Ring's marketing was just as masterful. Instead of loud campaigns, they let the game speak for itself, which had fans calling it many things. But what might have seemed like poor marketing was actually a deliberate three-part strategy designed by an unseen architect who knew that sometimes the best noise is no noise at all. As a marketer myself, I'll uncover the strategy and the mastermind behind it. Guys, this game needs no introduction. And maybe that's what their marketing team figured when launching the game with seemingly little fanfare. But to really understand their unusual marketing, we first got to understand their game philosophy. Now, while the tarnished ones among you know all about this game, stay tuned. And for the untarnished ones among you, let me give you a really quick primer, because all you need to know is the following. Crafted by Souls-like innovator Miyazaki and enriched with lore by Mr. Martin, this so-called niche game blasted past sales of so-called AAA games, became an instant bestseller, was the most tweeted about game, YouTube's biggest game launch ever, and with uncountable accolades and sky-high scores, it stands unrivaled as the most awarded video game of all times. Do I need to say more? Yes, I do, because we still have 30 minutes left, and there's still one more thing that you gotta know. While its acclaim is record-setting, its brutal difficulty in a marker-free world where dying is expected makes it a true outlier. You're tossed into a vast Gothic world on a quest to assemble the Elden Ring and become Elden Lord. But that's a quest marked by over 9 billion player death. And when you find yourself dying and grinding 6 hours on an optional boss, nailing down near-perfect precision patterns, you'll start to wonder, how does a so-called niche game with no hand-holding and daring difficulty become a beacon of success? Well, it's easy, because in today's industry cluttered with microtransactions, quest marker-flooded open worlds, and hand-holding in games that are single-player, Elden Ring does the exact opposite. It doesn't hold your hand, doesn't tell what's in the distance, no. It leaves you in the dark, a realm of challenge, mystery, and discovery. And that's exactly how they did their marketing. Low-key, no hype, and keeping everybody guessing. But pulling this off was no walk in the lands between. The challenge? Global expansion and broader appeal for a franchise that's typically made for hardcore gamers. So what do? You switch publishers to one that is a good fit for Elden Ring, does all overseas marketing, and hires a wizard known for boosting big-name brands. And that's what happened. While FromSoft handled marketing in Japan, Bandai Namco took care of the rest. But with a game shrouded in mystery, how do you introduce it to a detail-hungry world without revealing too much? You just trust your publisher. Or, in this case, the unseen architect. In an industry hooked on massive AAA budgets and flashy marketing, Bamco focused on their own expertise. Know thy fans. Instead of investing millions into promotion, they bet on a small but secure success within their core fanbase. After all, FromSoft already had a legion of die-hard fans from previous releases. It's a strategy not about chasing every player out there, but satisfying the right ones. Manage expectations, and the rest will come. Bandai Namco's recipe for success. But how do you begin when traditional marketing dictates a funnel from awareness to consideration to conversion? Well, our unseen architect here reshaped the entire playbook. Delete consideration, another word for constant marketing, and bring in silence, almost like the calm before the storm. And just to ditch the corporate vibe here, let's call these stages awakening, sustenance, and ascension. The awakening stage. When players first enter the world of Elden Ring, they are awakened into a vast, mysterious realm that's new, yet unknown, with only minimal context. And that's mirrored in their marketing too. It awakens your curiosity by revealing just enough to intrigue and spark a discussion. It's the start of a journey marked by something new, yet unknown. And this journey starts here. Well, actually here, but let's forget the leaks for now, in which a friend from the inside described a Dark Soul remaster being in the works written by a big-name man. So, leaks aside, we because the official marketing kicked off here, at E3 with FromSoft's announcement trailer. No gameplay, just epic narration, a big-name man, and beautiful CGI. Remember, the mission is to appeal to a wider audience without revealing too much. So this trailer was actually their first trailer with a more hopeful tone, rather than their typical depressing one. Nevertheless, it was also a trailer shrouded in as much secrecy as promise. All that marketing did was giving you a sense of speculation. And boy, did the community speculate. As the Twitter marketing machine kicked off, comments about its secrecy popped up. Questions lingered without answers. Subreddit Elden Ring was created. Art, fake lore, and memes emerged from fans eager to fill the void with their own imagination. But above all, some even begged for an easy mode, as if they didn't know better from previous Souls games. Because if one thing Miyazaki's good at, it's at saying no. More marketing? No. Easy mode? No. Why? Because brand identity. Souls games are tough. That's their trademark. When everyone has to deal with the same Herculean tasks, it does foster a shared culture. In marketing, being known for something specific is crucial, and so is staying on brand. FromSoft is resilient in perfecting their own game, and that's why no easy mode and only some cryptic tweets and concept art. And that was all. A strategic move to not only heighten the initial buzz, but to also match the game's ethos of facing the unknown. Show, don't tell, is what set the tone for what was yet to come. The Sustenance stage. So, our unseen architect here got your attention. You're an awakened one. Now what? Traditionally, game studios now keep beating the marketing drum to maintain hype through collaborations, teasers, community engagements, showcases. But Elden Ring's drum fell silent for 2 years. I call it the Sustenance stage, because in Elden Ring, after you've been exposed to the lands between, you must sustain yourself through self-directed exploration. No guidance, only lore in measured doses. And their marketing mirrors this. Again, instead of continuous updates, they kept their cool. No overload, no spoilers. Neither on Twitter, the Tokyo Game Show, or Gamescom. No Elden Ring lineup whatsoever. Instead, endless threads that either question the strategy, the marketing team, or the company as a whole. Granted, you might think that aiming for global reach would mean showing up at least at major regional events, but our unseen architect remained determined to guard the mystery with a stoic resolve. So it wasn't because of COVID or a delayed release date, no. It was all calculated, because our unseen architect understood the law of diminishing returns. Too much hype dulls the excitement. Deathloop, for instance, overhyped and underinformed so much that threads emerged to complain about their over-the-top marketing. And what does Miyazaki think? Well, he's big on imagination. His games drop clues and item descriptions so you can piece together the narrative in your own way. Just like when he was a kid and pieced together English fantasy books he barely understood. That power of imagination is important to me, he said, and it's something he loves to see unfold not only in his games, but in the marketing too. No wonder they didn't milk the heck out of the big-name man. His role was modest after all. They could have hyped his involvement to attract a wider audience, yet they didn't even use their Ultimate Game of All Time award for Dark Souls to pitch Elden Ring as its successor. No, they rather played it safe to avoid the risk of potential backlash. But the press didn't think the same way. They had their own imagination, headlines speculating on everything from a cancelled game to the lack of news. On Reddit, it went wild, with memes, fake lore, and even an impressive timeline of the entire subreddit. And when Phil Spencer claimed to have played it, the subreddit went bananas. Some say the real marketing magic happened here, but in reality, it was more of an echo chamber of the most dedicated fans. People started counting days, hours, and minutes, and on Twitter, all they got was a mere "thank you for your support" post. And then, the leak. Internal gameplay footage circulating online that was allegedly meant for investors. It was blurry and short from a weird angle, but fans didn't have to wait much longer anyways, because 2 months later, it finally arrived.
Without further ado, please sit back and enjoy this truly spectacular world premiere. It is finally time.
Elden Ring. It's gotta be Elden Ring. It's gotta be Elden Ring.
And Elden Ring it was, the first gameplay trailer, 2 years after announce and 8 months before release. It's typical now for marketing strategy to start releasing a more steady stream of information leading up to the game's launch. And here, our unseen architect went back to the normal traditional marketing. Actually, Red Dead Redemption 2 did the very same exact thing. Announce release, then do nothing for years until 1 month before launch. And instead of the usual promotions, Rockstar opted for a campaign of painting the world red, from Thailand to Tokyo, Melbourne, and Hollywood. Now, after Elden Ring's first gameplay trailer, which yet again provoked more questions than answers, the game won a few more awards at Gamescom and then announced a closed network test, with some lucky as well as some unlucky fans. And for the rest of the year, Elden Ring continued winning award after award, released a story trailer, and ended the year with another thank you. And then, new year, new post. Just 2 months to go. In the game, you approach the end game and face the most challenging fights. Similarly, the final phase of the marketing ramps up with more updates and more media coverage. Now it's time to beat the international marketing drum like never before. Suddenly, Elden Ring was everywhere. It showed up on Red Bull's Twitter and even at the UFC event in Houston, Texas, as a major sponsor.
And Steam on February 25th.
London too was soaked in Elden Ring lore. Bandai Namco UK worked with a single image to spread the word. Whether it was on billboards, buses, the London Underground, or old telephone booth, the dragon spread the lore, all under the mission of reaching a wider audience. On Twitter, a fan made Mr. Bean became the best Valentine's gift ever, system requirements were finally released, and then the long-desired countdown, 3 more days to go. And then 2. And then 1. And then, after all the hollowing and suffering of relentless speculating, the official launch of Elden Ring. Now, the marketing machinery was in full blast. Live-action trailer number 1, live-action trailer number 2. The game was a bestseller and sold 12 million copies in its first 2 weeks, including 1 million in Japan. This game became FromSoft's best-selling and certainly fastest-selling game ever. And at the pinnacle moment, just as Elden Ring launched in all its glory, our unseen architect accomplished his mission. Our mystery man keeps a low profile even on LinkedIn, but I got you covered. Our mastermind is none other but Mr. Lin Leng, Senior Director of Marketing at Bandai Namco. Before joining the ranks at Bandai Namco, Lin honed his marketing magic at Disney, NCSoft, Warner Brothers, Blizzard, and is now weaving strategies over at Netflix. In an employee interview on Bamco's website, he shares that, as brand manager, I'm responsible for the overall marketing strategy of the game. Tasked to expand the target audience, the challenge for him was to reveal enough info to excite and surprise, but without revealing too much as to spoil the playing experience. Yes, our unseen architect and his team were all about being super selective with what to show and when. Timing is everything in marketing. Especially today, in a culture of oversharing, playing hard to get is actually really clever rarity. But that doesn't mean that every game studio now can pull that off. No, you gotta have at least 3 things going for you. A track record of successful games, a strong brand, and a passionate fan base. But above all, it's about staying true to your craft. Because in today's gaming industry, where studios often pivot to please shareholders, FromSoft stands firm. In fact, they even have no idea why it's selling so well and won't let sales change how it makes games. In an interview, Elden Ring producer Kitao-san affirms that they won't start aiming for new big hits like Elden Ring. Our stance of creating games we think are fun and worthwhile will not be changing. And there you have it. Elden Ring, after 5 years of craftsmanship, is not just a game, but a testament to what really happens when a studio holds true to its vision. More sales and more money does not guarantee success. In fact, if one thing kills a business, it's chasing constant growth. As paradoxical as it might sound, but chasing growth for the sake of growth doesn't grow anything. It kills it. But again, getting killed in Elden Ring at least has a way deeper meaning. So, in light of the new Elden Ring DLC, here's to the thrill of the fight and the stories we'll forge, with or without our unseen architect. Happy dying.